Make sure it's recording.
Hi guys, Dan here of Doodle Design. It's a great Saturday morning, and I'm just going to apply some stain to my larch limb lamp. I'm just going to show you how you do it. If you're just an average Joe at home, you buy yourself a can of stain and now you'd like to put some color on something. It's not as hard as people make it out. You want to sand everything to the grade that you'd like it to be. And I polished most of my surfaces here with 150 grit just because I want that stain to seep in as much as possible. If you want a lighter stain, you polish it with a finer grit such as 220 or 400, and you get different results with different grits. I want this lamp to be as dark as possible because I'm going for a very black look, a very dark look. So hopefully I can attain that with the 150 grit. First thing I'm going to do is flip this sucker upside down because you're going to want to stain everything you can't see first. Just like that. Set it there. The epoxy worked out pretty good. So I polished the epoxy with 600 grit for now. Just till I get some color and some coats of sealer on it, and then maybe I can work with that a bit more, or maybe I'll just leave it. But I just want to get the finished product to you guys at this point. So first thing I'm going to do is throw some gloves on. These are handy. You don't need gloves, but save yourself a lot of hassle. And you can get these at Home Depot. They're nothing special. Throw them on here. Make sure it's free of dust. If you see any dust, just get rid of it. See a little bit there. But other than that, most people have a compressor handy. I'm doing this indoors, not in the shop, so I'm just using what's available to me right now. But all you're going to want to do, you're going to want two rags. A wet rag and a dry rag. You apply it with a wet rag, you soak it with stain to get your color in there, and then you wipe it down with a dry rag and maybe another dry rag just to get rid of any residue on top. And the timing of how long you leave that stain on there wet, and from the time you apply it to the time you wipe it down with the dry rag affects how dark the color is, or the color period. So all you do, bundle up the rag like so. When you go ahead, and I've already stirred this thoroughly, there's a lot of pigment in the bottom of this that settles. You're going to want to stir that right up so it's all evenly distributed throughout the can, because you'll get blotches and streaks and all kinds of things happening if it's not stirred thoroughly. So I'm just going to go ahead and soak my rag in there. And I'm just going to apply it like so. Deliver the color around as best as possible. I'm not going to oversaturate things. I don't want to mess. And it's just the undersides that I'm worrying about right now. So I'm going to go ahead and keep applying this to the bottom. And hopefully it goes fairly quick here. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just want to show you how I apply it and how you can apply it just for simple projects. There's many different ways of applying finishes, and this is just the most simple, basic one, and you still get nice results. I'm going to go ahead and do the stock as well. It's all part of this. So generally, if you have access to a spray gun, you can spray it right into all the cracks, and you don't have to worry about too much getting missed. But you're going to want to be extra thorough and maybe a little messy if you're applying it just with the rag, because you need to get it in everywhere. So, and it's not easy, but you may need to saturate the cloth and just throw stain into some spots to get the color in there. Right now there's a couple deep spots. I'm not too worried though, I will get to that. Just want to make sure all the raw wood gets hit with a bit of stain here. Keep pushing it into all the crevices. The epoxy, when I poured it, it had dripped down the sides. I left all that on there for effect. I thought it'd look really nice, actually. So once I wipe it away, you'll be able to see where I left the epoxy, and hopefully that'll leave some nice characteristics. Again, I have to throw some stain in here. It's very deep. It's not the easiest surface to be finishing, especially if you're showing people, but anything is finish. You can finish anything. One more stain here on this side, just to rub it in. This is just the bottom. You can take less time on the bottom, it's not a big deal. People don't see it bottom. You gotta be real with yourself because you're spending a lot of time on the other parts. And I'm just trying to perform this as quickly and as efficiently as I can to give you the best results. I'll go ahead and spin this around a bit. Do the other side of the bottom here. Again, saturate the rag, dump it on. Do not be shy. Not a big deal to get this stuff everywhere, but still keep it fairly tidy at the same time. Kind of contradicting myself, but hey, sometimes you do that.